What's the most ridiculous thing you've done to a car?
Legally or illegal?
Illegal.
Okay, well,
Welcome to Between Two Fans. I'm your host, Matt McKay. With me this week, I have Steve Fieldus. Steve, thanks for coming in.
all right, mate.
Just go easy on me,
There's
mate.
a nice wing.
Steve is the president of Dubbo Motorfest 2026. Do I call you Steve or do you have a nickname?
Call me Steve.
What about McManager?
McManager. Well, you can call me McManager if you want.
Where's that come from?
That comes from some of my very good mates have got the band Green River in Dubbo. So if you've heard of them, I knock around with those guys a bit. We went on a bit of a tour Destination Outback a couple of years ago. I went along for the run and the drummer Ian Graham nicknamed me the McManager. So after Rodney Rood's.
Are you into motorbikes at all?
Yes.
Would you rather ride a Harley, a BMW or a KTM?
I'm definitely not riding the KTM. I used to have one, but not anymore. The Harley is probably my favourite bike. I've ridden Harleys for a long time, but the BMW is definitely more comfortable.
If you're prioritising comfort, does that mean you're wearing joggers with your jeans now? You dipped the RMs?
Yeah, no, I still wear plenty of protective clothing because I had a bad bike accident. So one thing that saved me was the protective clothing for sure.
Righto. Yep.
Yeah.
When did you first discover your love for cars?
Oh, since I was a kid, mate, to be honest. When I left school, all I wanted to be was a truckie. I grew up in a transport family. My father said that I'm not having anything to do with trucks until I have a trade.
Now, I'm not a car guy.
Mm-hmm.
So what is there at Motorfest that would appeal to someone like me?
Oh, look, mate, I know you like a bit of the limelight, so and you like a bit of glitz and glamour, and but if you come along to Motorfest, you'll see the very best of everything. Probably some of the worst of the worst, because there's it's a range of these vehicles at Motorfest worth over $1 million. There's motorbikes there that are worth somewhere in between $150,000 and $200,000. But then you've got somebody that brings a half assembled car that we call a project in motion that is sitting there and you look at it, what's that here for? But to a car buff, they would say, wow, that's going to be awesome when it's finished.
Yeah, righto. Do you prefer the classics or the custom builds?
That's a good question. I love the custom builds because I understand the passion and time that goes into them and the money. I'm a classic car person. Lou and I and my wife, we've got a couple of good classic cars, 1968 Mini, all done up with all Cooper S running gear in it. And some people may know what that is, some people may not. And then when I was an apprentice, I worked at a Holden dealership. The WB Statesman was the top of the crop in its day. And I said to myself, one day I'm going to own one of those, a maroon one or Venetian red they call it, and it's going to have gold wheels on it. So today I have one of them. So
would you say that that's your dream classic that you wanted? You've got it?
No, my dream classic would be a XY GT. I'm just a poor truckie, so I can't afford one of them.
But if anyone's got a spare XY GT,
throw it this way.
Call. Is there a particular car or classic or custom that's going to be at the Motorfest that you're most looking forward to seeing?
Oh, look, there's a number of them. Without giving too much away, because we've got some pretty exceptional vehicles coming to this year's event. Motorfest 2026 is going to be the best on record. There's vehicles coming there from like ground up restorations of Monaros and GT Falcons and Mustangs and Camaros, Chevy Camaro, like anything you want. There's also some very cool modified vehicles coming along.
How many vehicles do you expect to have there?
I reckon we're going to punch in the elite hall, so that's the cream of the crop. We're going to be cars and bikes over 100, 110. There'll probably be 70 to 80 in the tough street and vintage bikes, show bikes, and then we'll probably get 400 plus in the paddock on show and shine.
Are there any cars getting around on the street today that you reckon might be a classic in 30 or 50 years?
Definitely not a Tesla. That's a good question, actually. Nothing comes to mind.
No,
a classic's
like a
a classic.
Series wagon or something.
Yeah, I own a 200 series Land Cruiser, and it's a great vehicle. Last of the V8s, last of the V8 diesels.
What do you call a classic then?
It's just got a nice, refined styling about it. It's got to have a little bit of sex appeal.
So a bit of art to it.
Yeah, a bit of art to it. And it's something, a classic to me is a car that drives down the street and it makes you turn your head and you think, wow, I wouldn't mind owning one of them.
So the classics you look at today, like your WB and your Monaros, Do you reckon they knew they were making a classic when they made them?
The Monaro definitely, because they built those production for racing, like at Bathurst and things like that. Yeah, the WB, it was just, it was an elegant car in its day, you know, the kind of wealthy people purchased those cars. It was a status.
Have you done work on cars?
Yeah, plenty.
What's the most ridiculous thing you've done to a car?
Legally or illegally?
Illegal.
Okay, well, I think the most illegal thing I've done is I used to put taps in the rear brake lines that you could turn the rear brake off beside the seat, and then we'd have a little windscreen washer motor squirting brake fluid onto the rear tyres, take them down the main street and just light them up. They'd smoke like all hell.
If you reckon there's a car that best represented you, what would it be?
I've got a VE SS Commodore Ute, so it's probably got plenty of power, fair bit of balls, doesn't hold up too well in an accident. That best describes me.
What car would you refuse to be seen driving?
Tesla.
Okay. Is it okay to wear the same pair of jeans without washing for 3 days in a row?
Never.
Why not?
Of course, they're dirty. One day in.
Stan, what do you reckon? I wear mine for a week at a time.
Really? Disgusting.
I've only got 2 pairs.
No, it's disgusting. That's why my wife hates me for that. I wear one set of clothes per day, sometimes twice.
There's going to be some live music at Motorfest.
Yep.
Can we expect to see you take the stage?
Only with the microphone for presentations and thanking our awesome committee for their effort, but I won't be singing.
So Motorfest is on August the 29th this year.
Yep.
The night before, on August 28th, there is the Penrite VIP night. You've got to pre-purchase your tickets.
Yep.
Who's this going to appeal to, and where can they get their tickets from?
So you get your tickets online. Just go to 123 Ticks, look up Dubbo Motorfest VIP night. Tickets for sale on there, limited numbers. It's a pretty special night. So, you know, people that are car buffs and enthusiasts will get a lot out of it. There's a few special little things happening on that night, a couple of reveals and
guest speakers.
Guest speakers, some amazing guest speakers from within Australia and overseas. It's a new event, part of the event for us this year. So it's going to be, you know, a high end, especially those that have entered into Motorfest and elite bikes and cars. I don't want to give too much away because if you're there, you'll experience what it's all about. And even if you're not a car buff, it's going to be a sensational night.
So get your tickets from 123 Ticks. Thanks for joining this week, Steve. See you next week.
Thank you.